In the bustling heart of the city, where skyscrapers pierced the sky, and the air buzzed with the ceaseless rhythm of life, Daniel found himself standing on the precipice of a new chapter. He had just landed a job at a trendy marketing firm, the kind where the coffee was always fresh, and the conversations flowed as smoothly as the espresso. Everything seemed normal at first, or at least as normal as it could be in a world that thrummed with ambition and innovation. But then, he met Mark. Mark was the embodiment of charisma. His smile was infectious, and his laughter was like music to those around him. Confident and friendly, he slid seamlessly into conversations, bringing warmth and ease to the group. Daniel, eager to fit in and prove his worth, felt an instant connection. "Daniel, you're one of the smartest people here," Mark remarked one afternoon, his eyes sparkling with sincerity. "You're different from the others." Such words were like honey drizzled over Daniel's insecurities, and he found himself trusting Mark with an inexplicable fervor. Little did he know, this was merely the first stage of manipulation, a psychological mirroring that would weave a web around him. Mark studied Daniel like an artist gazing upon a blank canvas, carefully copying his opinions, echoing his laughter, and agreeing with almost everything he said. This illusion of similarity deepened Daniel's belief that they were kindred spirits. Weeks fluttered by in a haze of camaraderie and collaboration, but soon, under the guise of friendship, the cracks began to show. The praise that once felt so good was countered by subtle criticisms. "You're really talented, but sometimes you overthink things," Mark would say, a charming smile dancing on his lips. "You're smart, but maybe you're not ready for bigger responsibilities yet." With each remark, Daniel felt himself sliding deeper into a loop of seeking Mark's approval, his self-worth tethered to the approval of his new mentor. Then came the meeting that would change everything. Daniel, brimming with excitement, shared an idea, hoping to ignite discussion among his peers. Instead, Mark laughed lightly, a sound that punctured the room's enthusiasm, saying, "That's interesting, but I think you misunderstood the problem." A palpable silence enveloped them, the weight of embarrassment crashing down on Daniel like a heavy fog. Later, Mark approached him, his voice smooth and reassuring. "Don't worry about the meeting. Everyone makes mistakes." At first, Daniel found solace in those words, believing they were an understanding olive branch. But Mark's kindness was a mask for something far more sinister. It was gaslighting, a slow burn that made Daniel question his own intelligence, eroding his confidence until he felt lost, as if navigating a maze without a map. Days turned into weeks, and Daniel's dependency on Mark grew like an invasive vine, creeping into every corner of his life. He began asking for advice on work decisions and personal choices, even on mundane tasks. Each time he leaned on Mark, he believed he was receiving guidance, unaware that he was being stripped of his autonomy. Mark thrived in this dynamic, weaving a tapestry of psychological dependence that left Daniel feeling both grateful and trapped. But fate had a different plan for Daniel. One fateful afternoon, as whispers of office gossip floated through the air, a coworker pulled him aside. "Did you know Mark has been presenting your ideas as his own to management?" The revelation hit Daniel like a bolt of lightning, illuminating the shadows of confusion that had clouded his mind. Suddenly, everything clicked. The praise, the criticism, the manipulation, it was all part of a cold and calculated strategy. With a newfound clarity, a powerful lesson washed over him. Manipulators rarely attack directly. They weave their control slowly, through compliments, through doubt, and through psychological pressure. By the time he recognized their grip, they were already in control. Daniel stood at the crossroads of his own strength and vulnerability, the weight of realization heavy on his shoulders. From that day forward, he vowed to reclaim his voice and trust in his own judgment. The world around him sparkled with renewed possibility, each interaction a chance to assert his identity. As he walked through the city streets, the setting sun casting a golden glow, Daniel felt the stirring of resilience within. He understood that the most dangerous manipulation is the one that slips through the cracks, unnoticed until it's too late. And with that wisdom, he stepped forward, ready to write his own story.